What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. I just woke up to hundreds and thousands of messages, no, just like 2 messages really, with regards to the Monster Balance patch. Like, bro, why didn't you put this out in your last video? You just put one out last night. I know. I slacked. But I went to bed. I was super tired, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I'm here this morning. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these changes here. So first one up, Light Archangel here. The Judge passive, get the reduction of the attack bar by 50% to 10%, as well as the defense improvement by 20%. Instead of accumulating a massive amount of defense over 5 times, now it's going to be 10 times. I like the changes overall. I felt like the Archangel was already getting a lot of love, just being able to like counterattack when he gets critically hit, or when your opponent gets critically hit. Teammate gets critically hit, so that was already quite a bit of extra RNG as it is. And most fights that you're going into versus like Archangel, they're not going to be super quick anyway. So having the change from 20% to 10% over 10 times, I think it's not a big deal. I think it's going to be nice. But yeah, that 50% attack bar to 10%, I think that was warranted. I don't think it breaks the unit. I think it's good. Now the next one here might shock people. This is something that I know we were not expecting. The Dark Heart Magician Viva Chell, aka Visa Chell, effect added to put herself to sleep for 1 turn after using a skill similar to the Tableau change here. So I really like this because, as you guys know, everybody and their mom is going to be rocking a violence set on this one. So when you get that change, using that skill on a unit that has literally no attack bar, you make the change, get the violent proc, or maybe you got another unit right behind Vivid Shell to go ahead and do it, and the unit that you change the attack bar is not something that can sustain or maybe prevent them from dying. It's a pretty nasty it's a pretty nasty combo if the RNG is in your favor here. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's not going to make or break the unit, but at least it keeps her from going ham, and there's quite a handful of combinations that you can incorporate to get her out of the sleep with certain units. So I mean, I don't think it's going to break the meta. I think that was a really good change here. Now the Light Ferric Wing, I'm a little bit sad, but it was definitely needed. This first skill, right, the attacks the enemy 3 times and then has the chance to stun for 1 turn. By far one of the best skill ones in the game, if not the best skill one in the game. I mean, there's no question about how strong it is. I mean, I used to think, I was like, oh yeah, great attack buff immunity, right? There's tons of units that have that, but having so many chances to stun the unit, I think it was definitely well-deserved change, and I thought this change should have been last patch here. I'm pretty surprised that they waited this long to do it, given the fact that Season 9 started in that last patch that they put out some information here. So, yeah, a couple of changes here versus, the regular skill and the Awakened skill. It's going to be reducing the attack bar a little bit versus the stun. Still has the attack break on it, which is great. So, yeah, even though you don't have the stun, at least you can still do a little bit of control there if you're lucky. So, yeah, I like the changes overall. I'm a little bit sad because now I can't use my RNG on that first skill to get the jump on some of my players here. So the Light Valkyrie, again, the change, I guess you could say it's a pretty nice change if you're thinking about messing around and I don't know, maybe arena for some kind of a defense, maybe for rush hour or whatnot. But again, 99% of you don't even have this unit, so it's pretty irrelevant. But again, it's nice to see that they are making improvements on light and dark units. So it's nice. Look at this. It's nice to see those changes here. So the next one, Light Hell Lady, added the fact that increase your attack bar per continuous damage granted on this one. And so obviously this one can generate quite a bit of continuous damage. So it kind of gives that feel of Ethna here, being able to improve that attack bar and just cycle your abilities. So pretty nice. But once again, not going to see this you're not going to see a lot of this here because the majority of you don't have it. Now there is going to be a nice handful of people that are going to be rerouting their Poseidon, because this is a really nice change. Instead of inflicting damage proportionate to attack power, now you can do attack power and attack speed. Once again, that Maelstrom being able to do a really good amount of damage, put the slow on your opponent, and reduce the attack bars here. I mean, now you even have more reason to go ahead and build it, with those fast, speed cleave comps, so that you can get that first turn and reduce the attack bars, get the slow on it, follow through with the other damage dealers, and then of course be able to cycle your abilities better because again, they're going to be slowed if they're not dead already here. So really happy for the people that do have Poseidon. I think it's going to be a nice change. We're going to definitely see that impact the meta. You guys let me know, as far as these units that we're taking a look at. Maybe get your opinion on the ones to watch. So what's one of your what's your top 3 units that are going to heavily impact here? I think the Sea Emperor is definitely going to be part of that top 3 here now. This next one, I'm actually pretty excited about. Fire Fairy King, we've been asking for buffs on this one since like 1982. And it looks like they finally made a nice little change here. I think in the previous change, Hellfire was able to strip with a skill 3. Now we're going to get the added bonus of putting the defense for 1 turn if you successfully remove the beneficial effects. So it's going to make it a little bit easier to, you know, one-shot the unit. If this is something that you're looking to use before another damage dealer, you could probably, maybe like an AoE or something like that, you could use it. But hopefully it's not going to be needed. I'm hoping that the defense break is going to be enough to get a one-shot, and then now that you have the defense break and you're going to be able to get a little bit of damage, maybe you can build it in a different type of fashion and still get a lot of value out of this change here. So let me know, again, guys, if this is going to fit in your top 3. I think this is a really nice change. I think this is going to impact but pretty much everywhere you can assume, right? I think this is going to be great for Guild Wars, for Siege, for RTA. I'm really looking forward to seeing if people actually start devil mining their Daphnis, because I know there's quite a handful of people, or not quite a handful, there's a nice handful of players in G1, G2, I think even G3 that do have fun with this unit, and so now they're going to be pretty excited to see what they can do with it, you know, coming down the road here. So Fire Desert Queen, Charming Voice, added effect. If it didn't set the enemy skills on max cooldown time, the cooldown time of the Charming Voice will reset. So this is I kind of got mixed feelings about this. I'm happy that people are going to have an additional chance to do it, but I think the thing that everybody's been asking for months on end is to have that irresistible strip. Maybe not the reset, but the strip would have been nice, just so we can have a little bit more reliability when it comes to the strippers that we bring in at RTA. So unfortunately, I don't know if this just does it for me, but again, I know that there's a lot of people in a couple of seasons back that used to play around with, you know, Ganymede, Sekhmet, or, you know, incorporating double reset units. So whether it's, like I said, Ganymede, Okeanos, or, you know, Ganymede, Sekhmet, whatever like that, it was pretty hard to deal with. You know, they were constantly resetting this unit here. But mind you, that was back in the day when Ganny can strip as well in the first go. So I don't know. We'll have to see what people do here. Now, Monkey King, this is funny because I was not expecting this. But, you know, after all the changes with the Water Monkey King getting all the love here, it's nice to see that they remember the other units that kind of get left. They got left back. Decreases the incoming damage from 25 to 35%, and counterattacks with a 25, or it goes up from 25 to 35% chance when the ally is attacked. So sure, this is probably going to impact Guild War and Siege and help out a little bit here. But again, I still think when it comes to defense, it's super counterable. And so, you know, you have arena build, you're good to go, right? You don't even have to worry about this one. The only downside is that if you go up in there, you're going to have to focus it down, and hopefully you don't have anything else that, you know, essentially is a bigger threat. Will it impact RTA? I don't really know. You know, I run so much immunity that I don't think the extra counterattacks to possibly stun is going to make a big deal. But maybe now with the improvement on the incoming damage, maybe you can make an argument for building it in a little bit different fashion, or if you have other kinds of death prevention to keep it alive, you know, maybe you can go for that. I do think that it'd be a little bit interesting if you are, you know, messing around with other units that motivate you to attack them over him, right? So for example, if you're running Diana in here, right, sure, you can, you know, focus down Diana so that she doesn't get the attack bar increase, but you're also risking getting hit by the Monkey King. So let's say, forget Diana, you go for the Monkey King, now you're giving Diana a couple of attack bars. Or maybe something of the sort with regards to Jean or Ophelia, something that provokes and controls you to attack somebody else. That's just going to, you know, give this one more chances to counterattack. But again, it's heavily reliant on the opponent not having any immunity, or you being able to control their immunity by other means. And so ultimately, I guess it just we'll have to see how it plays out, and hopefully it works out for the better here. Speaking of working out for the better, Wind Paladin got a really nice improvement. Grants immunities on allies who have full HP for 2 turns. Really happy about that. And the recovery amount changing, and the shield HP proportion getting reduced here. So you know, overall, I think the immunity is going to be good. Yes, the HP recovery amount is not as strong there, but I think that this just adds a lot more value because I think there's a lot of other great healers out there that had, you know, so many other benefits to their kit that they kind of outshine the Wind Paladin, kind of forced to get, you know, put in the back burn. But every once in a while, I still see it used in Guild War defense or Siege defense. So maybe now you have even more of a reason to build it. put some Devilmons into it and see how it plays out. Dark Cobalt Bomber, for those that don't know, this is actually was a previous HOH monster here. So added effect on that last skill, removes one beneficial effect for all enemies. So this is going to be really nice if everyone's running the will. You're going to have that guaranteed chance there to remove the beneficial effect here. Of course, if they're running shield will, that's going to suck. But remember, guys, this ability can silence. So it's really nice if you get the chance to strip and silence. And of course, speed tune this with another unit. Pretty excited to see how it incorporates. I guarantee you this will be utilized in RTA in some way, shape, or form. Water Parade, 1,000 shots, added effect with damage increased by 50% for each beneficial effect. You know, great. I'm sure it's gonna to me. I don't think this is going to impact Guild Wars Siege or RTA. Maybe Arena a little bit, but overall it's not going to be too crazy. So I'm gonna skip over that here. That's my personal opinion. I think it's nice, but I don't. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that. It's a great change, but I think it's gonna impact the meta, in a crazy way, right? The one Cowgirl that I really want to focus on, I think all of them have some nice changes, but I think the big one here is going to be the Light Cowgirl. Now, the Light Cowgirl has been a really good recommendation by the community over the past couple of years since it's been out because of the fact that it has the chance to strip, chance to reduce the attack bar, and put the defense break. A really all-around amazing unit that people, should take advantage of. Now, I know that she's a 3-star unit, so, base stats in general are not going to be super OP, but this is a really fun unit if you're looking for a unit to assist you in progression or, just have some fun when it comes to some PvP. So I definitely feel for the people that have the Light Cowgirl. I know they're going to enjoy it because of the changes that it's made. That 20% attack bar is actually really nice, considering how much multi-hit she has on it. So, but yeah, I'm actually excited to see how people mess around with it because once again, it's overall a pretty amazing kit. Now, believe it or not, guys, even though that was all the changes here, generally I skipped everything after that, but the changes that were made on this one afterwards is pretty nice. The Light the Light Panda Warrior, got a really hard hit in a couple of patches back because of the changes that was made to Molong and the Dragon sets. Now, if we're reading this correctly, we got the chance to, the first chance can remove 2 beneficial effects. The second attack decreases the attack bar by 50%, and then the third attack is stuns, similar to the Dragon sets beforehand, but the chances of you actually stripping is really good, making this yet again a very, very reliable stripper. So shouts out to the 3% of y'all that do have Town Lang. I'm sure you're probably still using it, but now if you decide to take the runes off it, you're gonna re-rune it because this is gonna be a whole lot more reliable. And considering how many people are using some kind of attack bar manipulation in the meta right now when it comes to RTA, I feel like this is gonna be it's one of those picks you're just gonna you can throw every time. It's gonna be a pick all day. I mean, so I'm really excited for that. Sea Emperor, Wind, Sea Emperor, Triton. So we got the change here. Reduction of the accuracy, now improving the attack speed by 15. So this is going to be really nice. One of the downsides for utilizing a unit that's super strong when it comes to getting your first turn here is that, if you don't have the amount of speed that you need in some of those RNG based sets, you have to run Swift, right? You have to run Swift and have to, take the element of RNG out, or the additional element of RNG out, to go ahead and make sure that you get the first turn. Now with the extra 15%, that's really going to help you get up in there with that high speed, and now you can, you can go ahead and incorporate some additional, maybe like a Despair set for the extra stuns, or even a Violence set if you have super OP rules. I see a lot of people out there in G3 that are running, some plus 170, plus 175 Violence sets. So who knows? I could see a Violence set, getting incorporated in Triton's kit, because his just kit overall now with the 2-turn sleep, 2-turn silencer on the second skill, it's really nice being able to cycle those skills. I think it's going to be really, really nice here. So last big changes that we got going on: Water Paladin, the leader skill modification there, changing from 50% guild content to universal accuracy for 40%. So I think this is great. You really don't see Water Paladin used in Guild Wars or Siege as far as the leader skill goes. I think it's super counterable if they're incorporating this. So I like the universal thing, because now you can get a little bit more value out of it in RTA, since it's one of the strongest units to countering CC out there. The resistance lead for light paladin, 50% in guild content. I know a lot of people are going to be happy because everyone just thinks it's so toxic, right? With that crazy amount of high. I don't think 14% is really going to make a huge impact, but I'm really happy for all the people that build it because now they have another universal leader skill that they can incorporate in RTA as well. So that's going to be really nice. Now, going back to Poseidon here, stat modification, going from HP to attack type. So once again, it's going to make it a little bit easier, or it's going to improve the damage overall because now we have a higher base stats, right? And then the last thing that we got going on here, Water, Brownie Magician, Harm. Oh, this is skill error resolution. Okay, I don't think anything was super important here, but yeah, that's pretty much going to be it, guys, for this video. As far as my top 3 for the relatively attainable, not like light, dark, nat 5, I'm gonna have to say Poseidon. I'm gonna have to say the Fire Fairy King, and I think for my last pick, as far as the ones to watch. I'm gonna say this is gonna throw you guys off guard. I'm gonna say the Dark Cobalt Bomber. I think that this change for the one beneficial effect removal, I think it's gonna be pretty impactful. I think it's gonna improve some of the cleave comps out there, and I think it's gonna be hella fun, incorporating it in some high level PvP content. Now, let me know what your top 3 picks are for the ones to watch. I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback on that, guys. Okay, that's gonna be it, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish and ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.